recovered a fumble at the 45. Play action fake, guns one. It is caught. Touchdown, Spartans. The middle, he's got her hit a scheme. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bixby. Rolls to his right to pressure as he throws. It's picked off. Interception. It's over. Bixby is the state champion in 6A Division II in Oklahoma.
Welcome into the Roush Coleman Homes Bixby Spartan Football Coaches Show here. We are going to get into our highlights a little bit later on, but first off, Lauren Montgomery, let's just talk about the initial practices and tell me about how the season shaped up, the beginning to it.
Well, it's been different this year. We've had a 0 week, and our first game was upon us fairly quickly with just 3 weeks of practice, and it's been kind of a unique year. We haven't had a ton of heat to practice in, which always makes you nervous as a coach because you know, that's always a big factor in your first couple of games. And so felt like our players had a really good summer. We've got some great leadership, some guys that understand it wasn't a very good feeling last year to walk off the field after our last game, you know, not being victorious. And so they've made a commitment to hard work, leadership, and we've had a really good offseason.
All right, let's get into our practice players of the week. As always, short time to get started. You've got to have very good effort and good practices.
We've been very pleased in the way our guys have practiced over the last 3 weeks, and this year we're starting something new. Each week we'll have an honorary captain that's a practice player of the week, so it could be a freshman, sophomore, senior, it doesn't matter, a guy that's working selflessly to make our team better. And this week that practice player is Cameron Wilson, a sophomore wide receiver defensive back who's doing a good job. And then a new guy, a senior, but he moved in from Broken Arrow that his motor does not stop. His name's Bryce Plogger. He got a little play on Friday night, but also gives us a great look each day in practice.
All right, Chick-fil-A sponsors our practice player of the week. Week number 1 against the Jenks Trojans. Highlights coming your way next. The Bixby Football Coaches Show is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Eat more chicken. Primo Mitsubishi, where the value always exceeds price. Midwest Sporting Goods. Put some Midwest best on you. Roush Coleman Homes. Improving quality of life one home at a time. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love for the game. Now in Orthodontics. Live life smiling. Hot Coffee Design. Find us at hotcoffeedesign.com. Advanced Plastics. Building partnerships through willingness, versatility, and knowledge. Car Country by Nelson, where you'll be treated like a superstar. Billings Construction Group. Our service is unequaled. Western Sun Federal Credit Union. TTCU, the credit union. Allstate Insurance. You're in good hands with Patrick Alford. Matthews Ford. Fleming Construction. Tulsa Bone and Joint. Roofscapes. And by Baker Pools.
For most buyers nowadays, energy efficiency is one of the top things on their list. At Roush Coleman, it's a top priority for us, and our customers are able to live in one of the most energy efficient new homes built. As a result of that, you're going to see that those utility bills are less than anything else you're going to see with a used home or an apartment that you live in.
Well, it's been a busy day of college football. Let's get caught up on the action. First up, Alabama. This play right here shows what eating chicken will do for you. Lots of broken tackles here. It's the chicken.
No idea what you're talking about.
Joey Galloway is here with chicken predictions.
My what?
Touchdown chicken.
Okay, are we filming right now?
Chicken, 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 chicken.
What is going on?
I don't know. Oh, that was weird.
New management.
Start your game day with the new Hash Brown Scramble Bowl from Chick-fil-A.
I've been a proud patient of Dr. Ryan Nallens for the past 5 years with my kids. He really only treats when it's time and he's ready. We came back later and he put braces on my son who just got them off last week. His teeth look amazing.
Now in orthodontics, we're different. I think the first thing you notice when you walk in the door is going to be an energy and enthusiasm and of a team that really loves what we do, and we like to have fun every day.
What's really been great about Mazda through the years is that they're not afraid to take risk. They will build a car that is more fun to drive. They'll build a car that has better styling. They're partially artists and they're partially race car drivers. We're excited to sell a new Mazda because it simply means that we know that that client got a really great vehicle.
Welcome back to the Spartan Football Coaches Show, and week number one, not a whole lot of prep time compared to what a lot of people are used to. You're right out of the gate, and there you got the Jenks Trojans.
Yeah, that's always a good test, and it tells you a whole lot about yourself opening up with the Trojans, because they're always a well-coached team, and especially this year with 18 returning starters coming back, a great senior class, and so we knew we were going to have our hands full, but proud of the way our boys came out. We just made some youthful errors, but some errors that we know we can correct.
Well, and they had the senior quarterback, obviously Alan Trimble moving on, so you had Keith Riggs, but he was a guy who brings a lot of experience. It's not like somebody new coming in. He had been part of their family. Yeah, absolutely. You know, Keith had been in there, I think, since 2003. I had the opportunity to coach with him several years. Very smart guy, good coach, and he's going to do a great job over there. All right, let's look at the first half highlights as the Spartans and the Trojans meet at Lee Snyder Field. Opening up here for the opening coin toss and handshake. Proud of those guys. Jenks won the toss and elected to defer, and we open up with the ball here, and it's great to have old 47 Ethan Hall back, catching a seam route right there to move the chains, and then we spit the bubble screen out to Brennan Presley, and he's just so slick with the ball in his hands, and then we do the same thing right here to Barber, and Jenks makes a great play, puts her helmet on the ball, and unfortunately we turn the ball over early there in our first drive. Defense doing a great job. Ryan Kerr from his inside linebacker position, returning starter. Jenks running the toss sweep. Brody Sarton showing off his great speed. Bear Daniel, Cade Cavender, a bunch of guys in on that. And then Cade Cavender getting a great block there on the edge for Brennan Presley. And Brennan's just so threatening with the ball in space there. Bear Daniel gets his hand here on this, bats a pass down right here. And I tell you what, the defense starts off very, very well early in the game. A lot of nerves going on early in the game, but I tell you, our defense pinned their ears back and looked good. So right here, not much of a pass rush. Jenks' quarterback Ian Corwin does a good job scrambling right here and finds a guy, but I believe it was just short of the chains right there. Coming back here on offense, we run the one-back power out of empty, so kind of a quarterback draw look right there to Mason Williams, and he does a nice job. And then right here, you see Cade Cavender and a host of other Spartans, Ryan Kerr, Brody Sarton, Bear Daniel, all in on the tackle right there, trying to rip that ball out. I see Ethan trying to punch it. We bring the zone blitz right here, and then finally, I think that's Bryce Plogger from senior transfer that we just got in, making the tackle right there. Bear Daniel in on that tackle as well. We come back and run a little stretch play right here with Brennan on a direct snap, and he reverses field. And he's so fast, it just really looks like he's gliding. It doesn't even look like he's running hard. He's so quick. Right here, junior Trevin Holt, we spit the wide receiver screen out too, and Mason Williams drops back and throws a great comeback route right there to Cade Cavender. And Cade, such a good weight room guy right here, and we feel like his ability to get into the end zone right there is a direct reflection of what he does in the weight room all the time, every day in the summer, and how he's bought into the process of the program. Right here, a little handoff right there to Jenks. We get him out of bounds. They got a couple talented running backs. They got a transfer Waters along with Noah Hernandez. And, our guys got after them pretty good all night. Ethan Hall in on the tackle. Ethan had a great game. And he felt really good to be back out on the field. I see old freshman Kai Roller out getting his first varsity action, and he's doing a good job. And Brody Sarton right there on the sack. Brody's had a great camp, and he's doing a great job at inside linebacker. We throw another bubble screen out, getting great blocks right there from our wide receivers out on the edge. Brennan reversing field right here, picking up a few extra yards right there. He's so talented with the ball in his hands. His brother Braylon's been with us and made a couple big plays in that game as well. Right here, batted down pass right there, Ryan Kerr, almost an interception. Jenks running the quarterback sweep, that's Ryan Kerr, and then also Jordan Reagan, number 2, coming up from his corner position, and that's going to take us into halftime. We're down 7 points with a score of 14-7. All right, so a tight game at half,
and just what you would expect as the Trojans and the Spartans meet in week number 1. We'll have your second half highlights when we come back.
Your home from the very start is on a very, very tight schedule. And what that ensures is that something's being done on your home every day. Quality is what our reputation is based on. It's the quality that people expect to get when they buy a home. It's the quality they expect to get when they're making the largest purchase of their life.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we're all about quality. We mix cane sauce in our restaurants every day. And our chicken is hand battered and cooked to order. Our Texas toast is grilled with just the right amount of butter and garlic. And our lemonade is always freshly squeezed.
Love in the window.
And why do we do all this? Because it makes a difference. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
My name is Abigail Bailey. I was at my yearly checkup when I was 12, and we went and got x-rays, and she diagnosed me with scoliosis and that we needed surgery as soon as possible.
Tulsa Bone and Joint was very compassionate. They took their time with us. They answered questions. He was very encouraging.
Dr. Clark helped me see that there is life after spinal fusion. Just because your spine is fused doesn't mean that you can't do what you love to do.
It's the Bixby Spartan Football Coaches Show. We welcome you back. It's halftime, 14-7 as we got into the first half highlights. Spartans and the Jenks Trojans down by a touchdown, Lauren, and you've got a young team. You've had short prep time to get them ready. How did you feel as their reaction was to the first live fire?
Yeah, no, it felt like we had done some really good things. Defensively, felt like we were playing really good defensively. We gave up 2 big plays. We fit in the wrong spot on a one-back power and let them get loose, and then flipped our hips. Another young guy that's getting his first game experience flipped our hips the wrong way and got beat on a post pattern. But other than that, we had shut down the run pretty good, which we were really concerned about with our defensive line being all new faces, and just felt like we were in the ball game and had an opportunity to go in and turn it around. So pleased with where we were at. Knew that we had some things that need to be corrected.
Tell me about being a head coach, and you've got younger kids. You've seen about a half of them in a game that you knew was going to be tough. What's that experience like? Because you got a lot of teaching to do.
Yeah, no, it is, and the only way you get better at football is to play football and to see those mistakes on film and then to go out the next week and correct them. And so it's important for us coaches to coach the kids hard, but at the same time, they've got to be confident in what you're doing.
All right, second half. In more of the live fire against the Jenks Trojans as the Spartans hosting them at Lee Snyder Field. We'll get into the second half highlights.
Jenks comes out with the ball here, and they hand the ball off to their talented running back, but I think that's Cade Cavender that comes up from his safety position. That defense doing a good job stretching it, making everything go to the sidelines. Their running back doing a very nice job getting some yards after contact right there. You'll see Kai Roller right there in on a tackle, doing a good job. And they run the little quarterback draw. Ryan Kerr does a good job making a shoestring tackle right there. Ryan's really come into his own. We're very, very pleased with some of the work that he's doing. Brennan Presley right there on the swing screen does a good job of picking up some yardage. And then Clayton Barber punting the football out of our own end zone right here. Felt like our punt game was good. And then there's freshman Braylon Presley in there, at the gunner position, and he's going to be a phenomenal player for us at running back on special teams, and you'll see his package just continue to increase as the year goes on because he's another electric player. There, speaking of electric, right there's Clayton Barber doing a good job picking up some yards after catch. He's so strong and elusive, doing a fine job there. Brennan Presley out over the edge on the bubble screen, and I tell you what, you just can't tackle that guy one-on-one. He's so slippery and so strong, and Unfortunately, we turned the ball over there on a bad exchange down on the goal line and weren't able to get the points out of it. And I felt like that was probably a big difference in the game. And then they got a we got a pass interference call that got them some breathing room out on that drive. Otherwise, we would have pinned them deep. Right here, here's Ethan Hall. Like I said, he didn't get to play last year after week 4, so it's so good to have him back into the action. Mason Williams, sophomore quarterback, doing a good job completing the ball there to junior Brendan Presley on the drag route. And then right here, you'll see that defense out once again. Brody Sarton being violent on the tackle. He's such a good player and is only going to get better. Noah West, good to have him back. He's not 100% yet. He hurt his foot in camp and has just gotten released, so he's getting some limited action. Carson Chambers in at his outside linebacker position. Carson doing a good job. I remember when Carson was number 71 in the INFC carrying the football, so he's already up with us. Cade Cavender there once again. Barber in. And then throw a little bubble screen right here, getting great blocking out there from Jordan Reagan. Brennan's very, very slippery, as you know, right there, and we hit him with a little cover 2 hole shot to move the ball on down the field. And then Mason right here showing you what he can do with his legs. He's very slippery, and the thing about Mason, he's just a great competitor. You'll see him hop right back up, and he's ready to go. Just a quiet competitor. I really, really like what he's doing. Ryan Kerr right there filling on the one-back power, along with Bear Daniel. Just very good defense. Those guys are only going to get better. Here's Ethan Hall on a corner route. Man, from the end zone copy, you should see that. He just does a great job stemming that route. Ethan's a weapon on both sides of the ball. Mason steps up and completes the ball to Alex Stadler. Alex, that's his first varsity catch. We're expecting big things from Alex as he just continues to grow and understand our package. And there's Cade Cavender. Mason does a really nice job. Here's a little pivot route right here in the end zone to Cade Cavender. Great route, great throw, great catch. Unfortunately, Mark, we came up a little bit short on Friday night, but I tell you what, a lot of good teaching tape.
All right, Coach, let's talk about our Primo Mitsubishi final stats.
Yeah, first downs, fairly equal in the evening. We had 17 first downs. Jenks was able to have 16 first downs. Total offense, we edged them 310 to 286. We had 274 passing to their 101. Unfortunately, one of the key stats in my mind, rushing, we were only able to rush for 36 yards. We got to get that young offensive line going. Jenks had 185. We had 6 penalties for 50 yards. They had 5 for 50. And then one really big stat, we lost the turnover margin. We had 2 turnovers. They had 1. Mason Williams in his varsity debut was 26 of 40 for 274 yards. Rushing, Braden Roller had a couple good carries, had 6 carries for 17 yards. Brendan Presley had 2 for 20. Receiving, Brendan Presley, leading all receivers, had 9 receptions for 103 yards. Cade Cavender had 3 receptions for 64 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ethan Hall had 3 big receptions for 51 yards. The defensive statistics on the evening, tackles, Ryan Kerr led all tacklers with 6 tackles. Ethan Hall, 5, Brody Sarton, 5. Sacks, had 4 sacks on the evening. Ethan Hall had 1. Bryce Plogger, linebacker Brody Sarton had 1. And then finally Noah West had 1 sack.
Yeah, and I guess it's a chance to learn and get the kids out there in week number 1, and no better time like the present.
No time like the present. Really, really proud of those guys, but we've got to do a good job of taking the next step forward.
All right, next step forward, you've got Mansfield, Texas, and tell us about what we can expect from them.
Well, very athletic group. They're a team that has played some really young players over the last couple of years, and so they've got some experience at skill positions. They run a multiple 2 and 3 back offense, trying to get their playmakers into space, kind of an option, triple type scheme that they do. Throw a lot of bubbles. Got some talented players. Run a 4-3 scheme on defense. We haven't seen a true 4-3 scheme, but maybe once last year, so we'll have some work to do, but it's going to be a good matchup. Very good football team.
What do you think about some of these matchups? I was talking to somebody the other day about, you mix up the Texas and Oklahoma schools and some of the premier schools going back and forth. What that does for the fans?
Well, I think it's great. And if you talk about our setup out here on Friday night, Military Appreciation, I bet we had 8,000 people in the stands, and I read that the Broken Arrow Union game had 12,000. And so just high school football is such a great experience, and when there's people in the stands, it's great for our fans.
Outstanding. And another big one, 7 o'clock, Lee Snyder Field, Spartan Stadium against Mansfield, Texas. Coming up, we'll have a Player of the Week.
For most buyers nowadays, energy efficiency is one of the top things on their list. At Roush Coleman, it's a top priority for us, and our customers are able to live in one of the most energy efficient new homes built. As a result of that, you're going to see that those utility bills are less than anything else you're going to see with a used home or an apartment that you live in.
Well, it's been a busy day of college football. Let's get caught up on the action. First up, Alabama. This play right here shows what eating chicken will do for you. Lots of broken tackles here. It's the chicken.
No idea what you're talking about.
Joey Galloway is here with chicken predictions.
My what?
Touchdown chicken.
Okay, are we filming right now?
Chicken, 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 chicken.
What is going on?
I don't know. Oh, that was weird.
New management.
Start your game day with the new Hash Brown Scramble Bowl from Chick-fil-A.
Welcome back, and it's time for our Now in Orthodontics Player of the Game from Week 1 against Jenks. And Cade Cavender joins us, senior wide receiver, safety. Cade, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's talk about your first game right out of the chute. 2 touchdowns. I believe you had 3 catches for 64 yards and a solid defensive effort as well. Just tell me about your first game there to start the season.
It felt great finally getting back out on the field and finally playing another competition. I think I had a great game, and I mean, I wish the outcome turned out better, but it was fun to finally get back out there. I'm looking forward to next week.
Well, what do you think about the offense and the potential for that offense moving forward?
They're looking good. We got a bunch of young guys coming up, and I'm proud of the way they played, but I mean, we got much room to improve, and I know we will this week heading into Mansfield.
Well, let's talk about the defensive side, because you obviously you've got 2 different things to focus on.
Right.
And defensively, how do you feel the defense will look as the season progresses? You know, did a nice job the first game out.
Our defense is good. I think we had 8 returning starters coming back, and then our D-line is they're all kind of younger or just now starting to learn how to play the game. But after that game, I'm proud of what they did, and I'm, like again I said, looking forward to preparation this week at practice.
You know, I think we brought this up as time has gone on, but Youth Teams of the Week we have on this show, and that'll be the next segment coming up. And as you look at all your time playing football and your time in the youth program, just tell me about what the ride has been like for you.
Oh, it's been great. INFC football was the most fun for me because dads were coaching, always out on the field with us, and just it was really fun growing up playing with all your friends, and I mean, it was a blast. I'd love it.
Well, there's no time like the present. You know, you're living in this present moment and enjoying every bit of it. And how much you looking forward to soaking up every minute of this senior year?
Oh, I'm totally looking forward to it. Running out of the tunnel, just looking at the crowd and the lights, and just having that Friday night feeling. I mean, it's the best.
Well, Cade, we've enjoyed having you on the show, and best of luck against Mansfield.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
All right, Cade Cavender, our Now in Orthodontics Player of the Week, and we'll talk about the little guys coming up as we'll have our Midwest Sporting Goods Youth Team of the Week when we come right back.
Your home from the very start is on a very, very tight schedule. And what that ensures is that something's being done on your home every day. Quality is what our reputation is based on. It's the quality that people expect to get when they buy a home. It's the quality they expect to get when they're making the largest purchase of their life.
At Raising Cane's, we're all about quality. We mix cane sauce in our restaurants every day. And our chicken is hand battered and cooked to order. Our Texas toast is grilled with just the right amount of butter and garlic. And our lemonade is always freshly squeezed.
Love in the window.
And why do we do all this? Because it makes a difference. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Our Midwest Sporting Goods Youth Team of the Week this week is First Grade Blue to start us off this season. And the head coach of First Grade Blue is Orville Banks. Orville, start to the season successful for you guys.
Yes.
How'd it go?
We was up at Collinsville this weekend, and we turned around and won the game 25-6. Had a really couple of good plays there to start off with, and the kids performed really well in their first game.
Well, tell me about youth coaching in general. You kind of restarted, going back, first grade. What's it like working with those kids?
It's been a pleasure. The innocence of the game is fun. The kids, they don't really know a whole lot, so trying to get them introduced to the game, have some fun doing it, and also teaching safety. It's been a challenge, but it's fun at the same time.
All right, let's get into some highlights, and let's talk about, first off, just your offense and what you guys bring to the table.
Well, we've got a couple of great running backs back there. Our quarterback, his name is Asher Giddens. This kid is a phenomenal kid. He is probably about one of the biggest, toughest kids out there at the quarterback spot. And I tell you what, he runs with a lot of power behind his pads.
All right, defensively, what do you guys have?
Oh, we've got several kids, Asher as well. We've got another gentleman by the name of Jakari Brown. This kid plays our 2 technique on the line, and I tell you what, he is a really quick, physical kid to play with, so he definitely has a nose for the ball.
Well, tell me about how the season started off for you guys. You've got all new kids, and you're trying to teach them the game of football. How have the kids responded to you guys, your initial messages to them?
Well, initially, of course, being 5, 6, and a couple 7-year-olds, they still have the innocence to them, and so they still play around a little bit, have a little fun here and there, and joke and whatnot. As a matter of fact, during the game yesterday, I had one little young little boy named Andres Samuels out there doing that Fortnite dance. So right there in the middle of the play, and I'm like, Andres, stop dancing. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, it's been fun. They've caught on really well, and they're growing more. So.
Well, it's amazing how that stuff has found its way even into football.
Yeah.
You see those Fortnite dances. Well, listen, man, it's great having you on the show.
Hey, thank you.
And good luck the rest of the year.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Orville Banks, that's First Grade Blue, our initial Midwest Sporting Goods Youth Team of the Week here on the Spartan Coaches Show. All right, it's week number 2, Friday night, Mansfield, Texas. There at Spartan Stadium, 7 o'clock at Lee Snyder Field. We'll see you next time.
The Bixby Football Coaches Show is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Eat more chicken. Primo Mitsubishi, where the value always exceeds price. Midwest Sporting Goods. Puts the Midwest best on you. Roush Coleman Homes. Improving quality of life, one home at a time. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love for the game. Now in Orthodontics, live life smiling. Hot Coffee Design. Find us at hotcoffeedesign.com. Advanced Plastics, building partnerships through willingness, versatility, and knowledge. Car Country by Nelson, where you'll be treated like a superstar. Billings Construction Group, our service is unequal. Western Sun Federal Credit Union, TTCU, the credit union. Allstate Insurance. You're in good hands with Patrick Alford. Matthews Ford. Fleming Construction. Tulsa Bone and Joint. Roofscapes. And by Baker Pool.